Hi there, and welcome to another edition here on Busternet. These are the Gloucester City Diaries, and today we're going to take a different look at counter-attacking football. So, this season I've been playing my football differently. I mean, all leading up to a new video that I'm going to be releasing very soon to all my patrons. And it's basically, essentially, how you would set up to play defensively and how you'd set up to play counter-attacking football. Now, against Paris Saint-Germain, um, I set our team up to play counter-attacking football. We started the match playing with the 4-4-1-1. We stayed with the 4-4-1-1 against the 4-2-3-1. The whole goal here was to play the game in such a way that I could change my mentalities and change my shape without changing any roles and duties and get my team to be frustrating at the start, soaking pressure up defensively, and then as the match progressed on, uh, I could decide, based on the situation, on whether or not I want to throw more players into attack. And that I did simply by changing my shape. Because shape, as we know, and I've said it many, many times before, affects your support duties. And it also affects how these players, they get involved in the final third transitions. There's a myth right now, okay, across the whole FM community that in order for you to play counter-attacking football, you need to be on a defensive mentality or a counter mentality. Mentality affects risk and it affects your transitions. So it all really depends on how you set up your defensive line. For this match against PSG, what we did was we played with a pretty deep defensive line, and we have four. We basically play a 4-4-1-1, and for large periods of the game, we did spend most of the match behind our own half. But we set our set pieces up, all our set pieces up, to generate, to get our players up quickly when play breaks down. So counter-attacking also involves you setting up your set pieces intelligently. But look at how we drop defensive fluid. I get all my players back, as quickly as they can. As long as we are playing defensive, very fluid, what you'll notice is the number of bodies I have back behind the ball. All right, and here we go, Dybala. He doesn't really have any options when it comes to passing the ball. We have players in all the right positions, making it very frustrating for them to find a way to shoot. So they're gonna be forced wide, and then when we have opportunities, okay, fine, we get into the opponent's half. It's all right, but we don't overcommit. The boys come back very, very quickly into their defensive shape. The thing about counter-attacking football is this: you want to play defensively, you want to give them no options. So when I play with a defensive, very fluid shape, I have all my players back behind the ball. Here, you notice the transitions when I'm playing defensive very fluid. They're going to be measured transitions. Look at how the boys move the ball around. Even we didn't do any changes. We didn't do any changes to the PIs when we changed shape. But the way they move the ball around, very careful, very considered when you play on lower mentalities. If you play on higher mentalities, it's going to be a different story altogether. Transitions are going to be a lot more faster. Here, the boys, their defensive line is deep, so they all don't overcommit when they go forward. Notice how they all rush back. Look at these two players coming back, all these players coming back quickly to get back into defensive positions. Mafio moves immediately to cover this side. Across the other side of the pitch, you see Kone dropping behind, and you see Borthwick Jackson, who's playing as a wide midfielder. They're both coming back quickly. So by the time the AI gets into a position, Renato Sanchez here gets to the ball, we have players back in all the key positions to make sure that it's going to be very hard for them to penetrate our defense. When Griezmann gets to the ball, he only really has Renato Sanchez to pass to, and then a team like that will require a tremendous amount of skill just to break through and try and score, or they'll be forced into long range shots. So if you want to play like a defensive game, think about shape, think about how many players you want coming back to defend. We did precisely that, and every time we want to have launch a counter, because I'm playing on defensive, very fluid. We did quite a few players come back to support the transitions. The only reason why it didn't work was, to be honest with everyone, I thought we were going to lose, but I kept with a very simple strategy: be defensive, be very fluid, and then as the match progresses, slowly change your mentality. Raise your mentality. Don't change anything else. Just raise your mentality first. So I raise my mentality. Okay, I need more players involved in the transition. Okay, I get shape up now. So I raise my shape up. Throughout this whole thing, I did not once change any role or duty on my players. Here, Olmedo is already playing a deep direct pass into space for either one of these two players to try to get on the end of. But unfortunately, it's not a really good pass. And as you can see, most of the opportunities that fall to the AI are down to them having to get into the box and do something with it. In the second half, we changed. I decided, okay, fine, defensive very fluid seems to work. Let's now go control very fluid. So we went up to control very fluid, and this means that more of my players are involved in taking risks. So the second half became quite an interesting affair. This was a great goal off a set piece. The boys are up in the half. You have to, if you want to create a very good counter-attacking system, it encompasses various things in your strategy. You've got to think about how your boys defend. Then you got to think about who is going to be involved in creating the passes for you to take advantage of the counter-attacks. Finally, you have to think about the right kinds of duties in the opponent's third that can take advantage of the guy making the passes, because you wanna set it up right. Your tactical shape is very important. By this I mean, are you playing a 4-1-4-1, 4-4-1-1? Now I gave the boys a handicap, right? Gloucester City are playing a 4-4-1-1. It's not your run on the mill perfect system to play. Here, we lose the ball, playing control fluid. My defensive line is still deep, but even with a deep defensive line, you can counter press, and we had an attack that failed. We counter pressed and we went back. Once we took the 2 goal lead, I went back to I dropped to defensive very fluid just to see out the rest of the match. My boys will all come back behind the line, to behind the ball rather, to to put to make it hard for the AI to score. I mean, the danger about playing defensive very fluid with a deep D line is, of course, ball for ball, man for man. You might end up with the playing against a team that is very, very talented, and that was PSG. PSG managed to pull 1 goal back, but I'm very happy with the way the boys have been playing counter-attacking football lately. And here, this is the interesting thing. When I want to play counter-attacking football, it all depends on the situation in the game. Any tactic can have counterattacks built into it. You can have counterattacks even in an overload system. So, to us to think that mentality is the one that drives counterattacks, nothing could be further from the truth. What drives your counterattacks is going to be the depth of your defensive line, how much are you willing to draw the other team onto you, and then setting the right kind of passing instructions in midfield so that you can release those players to take advantage of counterattacks. The boys have had a brilliant start to the season using the brand of counter-attacking that I'm creating for them. And proud to say that Gloucester City, top of the table, only side with a 100% record in the Champions Group. We've beaten Basel. We've also beaten PSG now. We've got 6 points. We're on course to make it to the next round. All we got to do is make sure that we don't slip on a banana peel in the next couple of matches. At home, also good results. We played a very counter-attacking game even against Bristol City because I wanted to sort all these things out. And on top of that, I've given myself the added challenge of using a 4-4-1-1. None of my players are suited to 4-4-1-1. And guess what? I won't say none, most of them aren't suited, but I'm playing a 4-4-1-1. It's like trying to fit a round peg into a square hole. And well, we're gonna have to try. I just wanted a bigger challenge. If I really wanted to create a solid counter-attacking system, doesn't have to change. I'll probably go to a 4-1-2-2-1, which happens to be my all-time favorite counter-attacking system. That system, the 4-1-2-2-1, is designed to handle almost every single system that is thrown at you. It's just built for counter-attacking. All you need are, please go find the right players. That's it. It's that simple. Okay, so now we have a pretty interesting match coming up against Manchester United, and I'm still going to use the same system. We're not going to change it. Here we have, I like to call this my 4-4-1-1 counter-attacking base. This is my base tactic. I don't make many changes to it, but as the game progresses, what I do is I change mentalities, and sometimes I'll change shape. Depending, all depends who I want kicked into a transition. I've explained this before on my patron videos as well when I talked about roles and duties. You want to be looking at these players, these support players. These are the ones, these three support players, four in fact, are the ones that you're looking at being affected by those transitions. Now we have a match against Liverpool coming up. I've never beaten Liverpool. We are hoping that we can finally get one over Liverpool. You know, it'll be a good feeling, and I hope that this is not a precursor of things to come for Liverpool in real life. Again, here we go. Wonderful. My boys have come back. They're all at 90, 91%. I can play literally the same thing going on. And Joe Hanks is on the bench. Yes. For my brand of football, I can't have Joe Hanks playing. That's very sad, isn't it? So I'll get Joe Hanks in on a few games. But no, I need everyone to have, especially for the 4-4-1-1. Bravery 8. I'm sorry, Joe. I need you not to shirk duties. So it's with great sadness that I have to allow myself this moment when I'm thinking to myself that this boy may not be playing anymore. I have to stop being sentimental. Same system we're going to be employing against Liverpool. No changes to the system between the match between PSG. So nice view of the stadium. This is Webb Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take all these ugly little bitches out of the way. Look at that. We even got lights. Look at this. I love this. It's a new stadium. Spanking new stadium. And the boys are away. Lopez out to Mafio. Mafio to Mamija. We are playing defensive, very fluid. So if I lose the ball, the boys are gonna hopefully not be committing themselves too high up the pitch. The second thing is in terms of transitions, we want to see them coming back quickly. Here you just saw they came back quickly. Kone out to Borthwick Jackson. Jackson has the ball now, goes down, but he's oh wow, I'm surprised he beat that player. He's not that good actually. Oh, he actually gets us a corner. Borthwick Jackson he's got acceleration of 15 and crossing. He's a fullback. Here we go. Lopez with the corner routine, puts it up, gets cleared. Mafio will pick this up, plays it back to Serge Gomez. Mamija, very calculated transitions. This is the thing about transitions in the game of football manager. They are a function of your mentality. Tickle with the free kick, always rising. So for the first couple of minutes, probably for the first half, I reckon, we're gonna sit down and just play defensive, very fluid, just like we did against PSG. The boys, as you can see here, back behind their lines, and the only way we're gonna be beaten is by skill inside the box or skill at beating our players. Now, it's a chance I'm taking because my players aren't that good. So I'm being a bit of a numpty for playing a 4-4-1-1 when I don't really, my guys aren't that good. There we go. Boys are coming back to defend in a hurry. Liverpool get the corner. They couldn't even get a proper counter attack going. Tierney with the corner drops into the box. Johnston gathers that easily. Now, if you want to build a defensive system, because I do think any I believe that any tactic can have attacking elements built into it. You can have an attacking overload structured system playing with counter attacks inside them. It's just a function of your defensive line and the right kind of duties that you have. Marco Krojcek out to Turknell. The boys are back behind. As you can see, it's a solid wall that they have formed, and it's going to be very hard for them to score. Flanagan with the throw to Krojcik. Krojcik plays it down the line. Our boys are coming back. Notice how fast they come back. Defensive, very fluid. All of them thinking along the same lines. All of them are like shooting defensive dreams. Okay. Krojcik, Webster out to Klaassen. The boys don't clear the ball, but they come back to form. Once again, Keita is forced to look for players that he can't pass to. They get a corner. 15 minutes in. The boys still putting up this wall of defense. And our transitions, we're not really going motherfucker, Chibai from corner. From a corner they score a goal. Oh boy. Okay, so we've conceded a goal from a corner now. This is painful. Okay. Yeah, well, this is the downside of playing defensive, very fluid. If they do get corners, you might have problems. Mamija to Lopez. Lopez out wide to Mafio. Mafia goes around, drops in a cross. It doesn't get anywhere. Right now, boys, we are now going overload, structured. Not everybody is going to be involved, but we're still playing a deep defensive line. Pavia, Klaassen. Notice I'm playing on overload, and yet my boys get back. They're defending deep. All right. So don't worry about your mentality when you play counter-attacking football. All you got to worry about is your defensive line and the right kind of duties. Here, I'm hoping that we can actually pull a goal back because I was playing defensively, inviting them to have, apply pressure. We are still inviting them to apply pressure, except this time my mentality is overload. So I'm hoping that my transitions, I'm not really hoping, I know my transitions are going to be faster. Kone to Mafio, Mafio back to Olmedo, Olmedo out to Borthwick Jackson, does well, tries to cross it the first time. Kone now plays it out wide to Colado. Colado looks around, gets it to Mamija. Mamija waits. Yeah, he was waiting for the run by the fullback. Sergio Gomez plays it. Lopez now to Olmedo. Olmedo back to Sergio Gomez directly to Mimija. You can look at how fast this transition is compared to when we were playing defensive, very fluid. Olmedo now into the box. Borthwick Jackson goes, and it's the equalizer. Gloucester City has scored an equalizer, going to overload. Now we're going to go back defensive. Very fluid. Yes. I'm being a cur. I'm being a cur now. This is like one of those like, huh? You bastard. Yes, we're being typical brats now. I'm going back to playing defensive very fluid one more time. We don't have to go overload. We needed a goal, we got the goal. Yeah, fine. All right. Okay. Again, TikTok, you have to come out now. We've gone back. Have we gone back yet? Yes. No, we haven't. We're still structured. I want them to be very fluid. I'm not committing any bodies to transitions. No, no, no. I want everybody back. Mafia is no. It's a penalty. Why? Come on, St. Johnston. I will help you. We shall use the power of the force. Concentrate hard on the ball. Strootman, look at the lines. Yes, it worked. Yes, Strootman suddenly turned around, heard my voice, started looking at the lines and screwed himself 5 times over. Yes, the goal here, boys, is to be frustrating. We shall defend very deep. We will defend very deep. I'm using mind control on my players. I hope it works. Defend very deep. Yes, when you defend very deep, this is what happens. Okay, you're gonna get shots on goal. So if you're going to play defensive, very fluid, trust me, you have to have nerves of steel. Your goalkeeper better have balls of steel, and he better be good at saving. Oh, anyway, people have asked me questions about why don't I do attributes for keepers? Swing attributes for keepers and stuff like that. If I don't cover it, it doesn't matter. Kone, Webster, out to Borthwick Jackson. In fact, if you notice, I don't even track my keepers training. Or Lopez. I'm only interested in the boys who score goals, man. What about keepers? Keepers do a job, keep the net. I don't want to worry about all 11 players. I just want to worry about 10 players. Makes it a lot easier. Lewis back to Lopez. Lopez to Colado. Come on, Colado. Don't lose the ball. Sergio Gomez, you're playing on defensive, very fluid. Everybody's supposed to come back and defend, and Mafio is off. Come on, Mafio. You have to learn the art of the first time cross. He needs to learn. If I want to continue playing this tactic, that's what I need to do. All right, Lopez with Icone, plays it to Colado. What a ball from Lopez. Webster is off. Pavia Turkle is looking around, going, okay, where are the rest of my boys? I see Gloucester coming back really fast. Okay, we're back behind the lines. You can notice where all my players are. They are all trying to defend. Defensive, very fluid. Everybody comes back. Everybody sings. Everybody wants to defend. Krojcek to Klaassen. Again, this is where we screw ourselves over because defensive, very fluid. This is going to happen. And I'm playing a 4-4-1-1. If I really wanted to be serious about this shit, I'd have gone 4-1-2-2-1. Okay, so it's 41 minutes in. We managed to get our equalizer, playing overload. I can't remember. Was that overload fluid or overload structure? I can't really remember now. Okay, Turkle. I just decide what shape I want to play depending on what I want them to do. So if I want everybody to be defensive, okay, very fluid. All of you come back. Does creative freedom really matter? Nah. plays a small role. It doesn't play a defining role. All right. And yeah, it won't affect you that bit. Now I want everybody coming by defense. So defense, very fluid, very simple. No, it's not rocket science, is it? It depends on your, of course, it depends on your attacking system as well. I mean, if it's like a 4-2-3-1, you want everybody to come back defend with a 4-2-3-1, not happening tomorrow, anytime near soon, because you got your AMs, you got three guys up front, so they have to have the right duties to come back and defend. So we plan to be defensively very fluid for a long time and be frustrating against them and keep players behind the ball and hope to hit them with some, counters along the way. If I want to increase the amount of counter attacking I do, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just waiting for Liverpool to get tired. Just wait, hold on. It's a bit early for me to do this, but let's look at the Liverpool stats. Where are they? I must be blind. I can't see them. Can you see them? I see. Oh, there we go. Liverpool stats. Okay, I see one tired player there. So maybe in about 30 seconds. Okay, we'll go to control fluid now. Now everybody is going to be involved in the transition. It's a bit more of a psychotic thing for me to do. But Mafio is out wide, shoots it to Lewis. Lewis gets a corner out of his efforts. We are playing with a deep. Once again, I'll show you my defensive line. No changes, still slightly deeper. Okay, and now notice the change. The last 5 minutes. Ever since we changed our mentality and our shape, now we got more action going on in the opponent's half. All right, enough of showing you the action zones. Flanagan with the throw. Borthwick Jackson does absolutely brilliantly, but he can't. And Hanks gets to the ball. What can Hanksy do? Hanksy plays it to Mamija. Yeah, this is a nice. It'll be a nice counter if they can pull it off. No, Liverpool counter press and they go backwards. Ring with the ball. Okay, boys, draw them in. Draw them in. Draw them in. Allow them into your trap. Oh, goes the wrong way. Lacazette. Shots blocked. Almeida. They're deep. Notice that? We are very deep at the moment. That's a function of your defensive line. It's not a function of your, mentality. And oh no, that was so close. It trickled past the goal line. I can't believe it. Come on, boys. I just want the video to be perfect, then it'll be like, wow, I did it. But no, seriously, we don't have the players for it. So if we do it, then wow, I'll be very impressed with my abilities. But it can't be that way all the time. Borthwick Jackson, out wide, he crosses the ball into the box. Liverpool under some pressure by a Gloucester side that believes it can. Believes it can. All right, here we go. Roberto Almeida, 6.9. Our players have played brilliantly now. 87 minutes in, Klaassen with the ball. All right, now control very for it might be a bit more risky. I will not involve everybody, so I'm going to go standard structured. So we don't want everybody involved in transitions. Hanks with the ball, plays it out wide to Hardy. Hardy goes singing a song, passes it to Hanks. Hanks, Hardy, Almeida shoots, and the keeper makes another save. Why? Why does the keeper need to make another save? All right, here we go. Hangs with a corner. Drift it. Put it on the head of somebody beautiful. No, he does not. He gives it to somebody called Almeida. But he's still beautiful. Serge Gomez plays it back to Maffeo. Maffeo to Almeida. This is looking very, very good. Borthwick Jackson loses the ball. Webster gets it back again. And now Liverpool have a chance to press. This is them at the counter. Look, okay, now notice defensive lines once more. How far do they come back? They all start coming back and they should be here by now. Okay, Mafio to Kane to Henderson. Notice how far they're willing to be without the ball. They're all going a bit higher. Olmedo back to Hanks. Hanks releases the ball, but he can't get a counter off. It's all right, Flanagan. Well, we don't have the perfect story to end it on, and well, it's okay. But you managed to watch how we scored a goal, without changing anything. Borthwick Jackson plays it out, and I'm playing a 4-4-1-1. It's not exactly the best system for us, but it's fun. And we've managed to prevent. Well, we have to beat Liverpool eventually, but it's nice to know that the way we got our goal back was good. 91, 55, 90th minute. Okay, so we were defensive, very fluid for large portions of the game because we wanted to make sure that Liverpool don't get a chance to score against us. Notice the heat map. there's a large patch here where we're in our own half. We did get some good patches going in this zone, but notice how deep we actually went. Now, what about the team's key passes? All right, so Gloucester City key pass combinations. Notice how our defenders are all involved in key pass combinations as well. So we were very, very deep. We played defensively for large periods of the game. The whole goal was to be defensively frustrating. That was what I said at the start. I'm hoping to have beaten Liverpool, but we did not beat Liverpool. Unfortunately for us, just one of those days. Just didn't want to happen. But I mean, Sergio Rico, we concede, we had a, we basically today Liverpool didn't score any goals. We scored 2 goals. So for that, I would say it's a victory. We continue on our undefeated streak, and this season, that's our goal. For some of these matches, I'll be doing this on. I will be doing like a defensive counter-attacking thread. Basically, the thread, the vein of my stories and the videos that I put up will show us playing a brand of counter-attacking football. So far, we've done okay. We have managed to beat PSG playing counter-attacking football. We managed to beat Chelsea playing counter-attacking football this season. We beat Inter Milan playing counter-attacking football. We beaten Swansea playing counter-attacking football. And now we are on course, hopefully, to face Barcelona. So I'm going to take a break from the game. We're going to go and play Aston Villa next. And then the next live com will be the match against Barcelona. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Gloucester City Diaries. And I hope that you found it useful. And for all my patrons, thank you for your continued support. I am going to get you guys a video. I'm going to upload a video very soon. Basically, it's going to be my take on how you can play defensive, counter-attacking football, and also embed things like counter pressing into it, and then how you do build a whole system, whole thing around set pieces as well. So you can put in a set pieces. So you get a system out. And on today's game, we play counter-attacking. We play a deep brand of defensive football for 90 minutes. Well, I'd like to thank all of you for watching the show. I'd like to thank all my patrons for the continued support of this channel. I will be getting a video done for you guys very soon. It's about counter-attacking and defensive football. I'll put the whole thing into a nice little package, include set pieces and how you want to look at your shape and your mentality and the important elements that put the whole deck, the important elements. And I hope for the rest of you are not supporting me on Patreon, there was enough information in this video for you to go ahead and create your own counter-attacking systems. And for the next couple of shows, that's what I plan to do. So please continue to watch, stay on this channel as we build our counter-attacking 4-4-1-1. I will eventually want to do a 4-1-2-2-1 because for us that may just be a better option. 4-4-1-1 is a bit suicidal for me, at least. All right, so you guys have a good one. Take care. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye bye.